Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulation.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Alrighty, hello everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay. How are you?
Hello, Mike. Doing well. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, did you have a good few days off for the weekend?
It's very good.
Yeah?
Lots of stuff going on.
I know you had a dance recital or some shit. You weren't in the recital.
I was not.
You were in the crowd.
You say that jokingly, but dude, I could have been in a daddy-daughter dance.
Really?
Very easily, yeah.
Like a
skipped it
while
this year.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Son stepped in it.
No. Daddy-daughter at the recital.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They
There was
do that?
dads and their daughters.
Were you not asked to participate
I
in that?
was,
or-
but I couldn't make the first practice, so I
Yeah.
begged out of it.
You don't think you could have made it up?
Probably could.
Yeah, I think you could have. I mean, what is she, 10? I think you could.
I disappointed the
Swing it.
sweet pie.
Yeah. How'd she do?
Very good, man.
She did.
Yeah, I watched her 3 dances, then I got the hell out of there.
Okay. Good for you. Yeah, you came over early. I'm always worried because I know how I would have been as a kid in those, and I would have been a nervous wreck. Like, I wouldn't have been able to go out there and perform. Sweet Pie doesn't have that problem. Tiny girl! She just doesn't. She
Yeah.
goes out there and does her
Up there,
thing.
she's
and-
smiling, doing her thing,
Yeah.
having fun.
Did you get some good pictures? Good video?
I personally did not, but
Some good video and pictures that you'll look at once or twice and then never.
I
look at
wanted to
again.
see him. I asked him before we left on
I
Thursday. I was like,
understand.
dude, make sure you get
You
some
know what
good
I?
pics
You
and
know what I
vids."
did, Mike? I went into this wanting to just savor the moment. Too
Yeah.
many people raise their phones and they're like,
Right.
I just
That must be
watched. I
crazy.
just
Like it's
watched,
weird at
man.
concerts, but to me, it's like your kid. I can even see a concert. Maybe I'll take a few videos here and there, but like it's your kid.
Well, here's the thing, dude. You're gonna buy the video anyway.
Oh, they make
not,
it. Oh, then
Oh,
why?
not
they
only
do a
have you-
pro recording.
Not only have you bought the damn outfits,
Yeah.
the practices.
How much is the
all that
video?
shit, I don't know what the video. You got to buy the
50
video
bucks?
though, right? You buy tickets to go to your own recital. It's freaking nuts, man.
Just have her do one
Think
in your
about
basement.
when we were playing soccer, though. If they had an end of season like video of us, you'd be an asshole not to buy it. You just would.
Yeah,
you
I guess.
have to. You're gonna buy the video, right?
Of course, we're gonna buy the video.
$30
so,
DVD.
but to your point though, like
absolute garbage. But whatever.
why do you need to then, as a parent, sit there and hold your rectangles up or
Yeah,
whatever?
no, that's what I concluded. I don't.
You're what?
You're just fucking phones. Or
Oh,
just
yeah,
boxes.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of videos, did you see the kid gets the boner after solving Rubik's Cube? It's
yeah,
surpassed 700,000 views.
Dude.
Hey, welcome to our new watchers, I guess, on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten over 1,000 new subscribers in, I don't know, 20 hours. It was hilarious. Like, E was texting me all weekend. Dude, we're at 400,000. Dude, we're at 500,000.
I was addicted to it. I got to be honest.
It
I was
was
addicted to it.
crazy. I've never, like, we've been a part of small viral things. Like, I did a tweet on gun control, and it was taken the wrong way. Like, I was a supporter of the anti-gun movement, and they got that thing rolling. And it was, you know, when you start seeing 130 retweets and hundreds of likes, like, that's pretty damn good.
Well, the thing about this is we don't really pay attention to YouTube. Like, we don't look at that as our business, you know? I mean,
Right.
For any new listeners, by the way, you can find us on any app in terms of just our podcast. If you
Yeah.
want to just subscribe to our podcasts without the, YouTube anchor. But so YouTube is just simply on in the studio.
Yeah.
Just kind of, why not? you
Yeah, we
know?
have cameras here. Why
It's
not?
Google.
Throw it on there.
It's Google. It's good SEO.
Sure.
So to see this thing kind of crank through, I was like, man, over the weekend. I'm sitting there with Gab. We were waiting for Russell. He was at the Khalid concert at
Nice.
Meadowbrook.
Nice.
And so Gab and I
Parking lot.
drop him off, and then
I'm
we
gonna
go.
I'm gonna see him in August at Grand Rapids.
Are you really?
Yeah,
Yeah. According to
the
Russell,
same person your kid goes
according
to.
to Russell and his boys,
He's good?
It was pretty good.
No,
yeah.
he's supposed to be good.
But we're sitting there waiting at a bar nearby, and we're just watching this thing just tick. We're just like refresh,
Yeah.
another 10,000, 20,000. So
It's
yeah,
crazy,
funny.
isn't it?
And then all the comments, like there's like all these themes, like the biggest one is like, why is this on my recommended?
Yeah.
Why YouTube have you given me kid gets a boner after solving Rubik's Cube? Why are you recommending that
That's
to me?
for you to answer, not us. Has
Not our
nothing to do
problem.
with us.
Not our problem.
We
Then-
titled it properly. You titled it properly. We talked about it the other day. Everything is fine. There was no Rick-rolling going on. It was simply kid gets boner after solving Rubik's Cube.
It could not be more accurately described.
Yes.
So to the extent that you clicked on that, don't blame us.
Yeah.
You knew exactly what you were getting.
And God knows what you were already searching that Google went, oh, yeah, you love this.
Yeah,
I mean,
boner,
if you're into
kid,
kids
whatever.
With boners, I mean, shit, this is right up your alley.
After perusing some of the comments, here's my conclusion. My conclusion is that the hashtags got it into the cuber world. Apparently that's a thing, right?
And there's a lot of them.
Dude, there are, because a lot
Cuber
of these...
Cindy, Cuber,
Yeah, Rubik Cube 2000, whatever. And most of those, the main comments were like, you guys are assholes, calling us nerds. We're not nerds.
Yeah, they got all uptight about the nerd thing.
The nerd thing was a big thing, and then they're fighting. There was a huge internal fight about whether it's hard to solve the Rubik's Cube or not, whether you have to be smart to do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude,
some people believe you're a genius, and some people believe you've memorized a pattern.
I think we gave them their due, honestly, on the video. Like, I thought we were like, fuck, man. Like, that was amazing. You know, we expressed enough amazement. But I think they were fighting amongst themselves, the commenters, where they're like, no, it's not hard. You know, compare chess to cube. Give me a break.
Yeah.
You know, that's bullshit. And then there were some... So what I feel like is we sort of got out of that cubing mode over early in the weekend, and it started to get out into general population. And that's when
For
people,
sure. That's definitely
when
what
people
happened.
started going, holy shit, is that a boner or not? Like, it rolled into whether it's actually a boner.
Mm.
And there's been a lot of speculation and commentary on whether the kid is just packing, and that's just a semi. Is it just soft?
Yeah.
Is it just packed in there wrong? Is he wearing bikini briefs pulling him up?
And, dude, the fact is, we went in with the finest of intentions. I know how much you appreciate the cube. You weren't strong at it as a child, neither was I.
I had to peel off the stickers.
See, I popped off the corners and could rearrange to make I
Fix
solved
it.
it. I solved it. I didn't do it the twisty way you guys do it, but I do it my own way. And so to see these people get so into solving of that puzzle, it's remarkable to me how seriously they take it. And I don't know, man. Whenever I saw like a comment about cubing and nerds, and then there were 26 replies, I didn't bother clicking on it because I knew it was just going to be like 3 people just going to a death match about what it takes to solve the Rubik's Cube. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So when we went into it, we had great respect for him. It was like, I found that video. I believe it was me. Maybe it was E. But I found that video and it's like, oh, I can't wait to show Jay this kid do this Rubik's Cube in like 4.3 seconds. It's amazing. We didn't know there was a kid boner coming until we watched it live. And then it was like, wait, bag up. What was that? Is that kid Rock? And you were like, oh, my God, yes, he is. And then we were off and running. But that was not our intent. We weren't searching for kids with hard-ons.
No.
I mean, never.
Moreover,
Never.
to our advantage, it turns out the kid is actually an adult. So
Yes. He was like 20 when that video was filmed, which lets us off the hook.
To the extent these people, and another theme is that we're total pedophile assholes.
Yes.
Fat
I
pedophiles.
knew fat was coming. I knew I was going to get the fat tag. I knew pedophile tag was coming, and I knew...
Do people not see
how
the-
immature are you guys?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are grown men talking about little guys with boners. Grow up.
Who doesn't like to laugh every now and then?
Do people, by the way, not see the irony to me? If you're mad that you're making fun of somebody, but then you're gonna call Mike fat, like, well, you're a fat slob anyway. So who are you to make?
Guy's fat.
So it's like
he shouldn't be able to have an
I just
opinion.
I don't get why that has anything to do with anything, and I also don't understand why that's okay. I think that falls under 2 wrongs don't make a right,
good.
sir.
Yeah.
Like,
put it.
you
Sticks
shouldn't
and
be able to
stones.
just sit here and be like, oh, who are you to make fun of him, fatso?
Yeah, here's a typical one. Andy says, these men are a bit immature. As men, they should understand that having your private part erect happens spontaneously. Pointing out a man as rock, as you call it, is perverted and impolite.
Pointing out a man is rock.
He says, I'm 12 and I'm mature. I'm more mature than these men.
Sounds like a real loser.
Honestly, they're just assholes.
Yeah. No, do we get into Mom's basement at all?
Oh, yeah. There was,
Like people are accusing us of being in Mom's basement, not having real jobs.
At 12 years
Which
old,
is
man.
true.
if you
We
can't-
don't have real jobs, but we still pay our own bills by doing this.
Leo adds, I think they got this all wrong. That's not a boner. It's just what it looks like when you wear sweatpants and actually have a large penis. Go on. Ask me how I know. No homo. So there's people who are playing
Dude,
along.
well, I actually think,
not
I think
all
I said this
negative.
to you, I believe that, honestly, if you really read, and I did a lot of reading, I think most of them are positive, either laughing and or just making comments about it positively. Like,
Once it got out of the Cuber world.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, if you're
But
talking
when
about
it was
just the
stuck-
video. No, if you're not talking
When it
about...
was churning in that Cuber world, ooh, did they take it personally?
Oh, did
Come
they
on,
ever?
Cubers.
Those. Hi, YouTube. Like, how do you not call that girl a nerd when the camera turns to this like 13-year-old girl? Hi, YouTube. And she's at a cubing convention.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. It is what it is. Now, if you're new to our show, and we know because there's been, I don't know, 1,000 new subscribers over the last 24 hours. If you're new to our show, some things you can just save. Like, everything's been said, everything's been flung at us. And those include Mike's fat, he's retarded, and Jay's hung, the most hung man on the planet. Those three things we've got. Those are covered.
I'm not.
We know Jay's got a giant dick.
No.
We know I'm fat, and we know he's retarded. So you got to come with something better than that. I know you're new to the program, but come with something better than that because we've heard all those. Am I right?
Yes.
What is the number up to now? Because when we left, it was just about 100,000.
Yeah, like I said, we're over 7.
How does that happen? How do we figure out how that happens?
I don't know. That's the key, right?
That's the key. That's the key. Anyway, well, hopefully it continues to go. My big question is, how far can something like that go? Does it hit 100,000, 200,000 and stop? Does it go to 1 million? Does it go higher? Like, what
You
is
know it's
the...
at 700, right?
What's that?
You know it's at 700,000.
Right. But does it stop at 1 million?
It will never stop. But honestly, the thing is, like, with something like that it's gotten high enough that it will never stop, but it will slow way down. Probably, maybe it already is. I don't know, but
Yeah.
it will never. I mean, that's just how that shit is. I have friends that have videos that they put up, 5 years ago, and for some reason, someone still stumbles on their video, and it's got another 1,000 views, but it's like it's been up for 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah.
Unless boners become unfunny,
Well, to some people,
I think
Well,
it's
that's
going to keep
never gonna
going.
happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I found him funny in 3rd grade. I find him funny now at my age. I don't think that's ever going to change. I really don't. Anyway, how was your weekend, E?
Very uneventful. Actually, you know what I did get into this weekend? I got addicted to watching Twilight Zone, the original series.
Really?
Yes, I don't know why. I just wanted to start watching
The
it.
old black and white?
Yeah, dude, I looked it up. That thing started in 1959 to 63, I believe. 4 seasons. That must have been like edgy back then to me.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
honestly, like
Yeah,
I'm watching
huge.
it now even and kind of like, damn, I can, in the 1959, some of these topics and the things they're bringing up. So I don't know why I wanted to start watching it, but I did. And then I found myself literally just one after another because they're just 25-minute things.
Binge watching Twilight
Yes,
Zone.
I was. I was binge watching the Twilight Zone.
I would like Bing, like, what are the best Twilight episodes?
No, I want to watch them all.
Really?
There's a few. There was
Because I think they're standalone, right? Isn't that
Yeah,
the thing
they're
with Twilight Zone? They're
standalone.
standalone
Yeah.
episodes?
No, I don't. Why would I want to watch? I want to watch all of them.
Dude, I remember watching those when I was like homesick.
Yeah.
I'd be laying on the couch and channel 50, channel 20, or whatever, and you're just watching whatever comes on. And I remember probably 3/4 of them were unwatchable to me. But I was a
That's
young
what I
kid.
remember.
I was a young kid. I wonder if
Yeah.
just social, shit I just didn't know was going on. But I did like the ones with like UFOs or something like that.
Well, it seems like
Grab my
I've definitely
attention.
noticed a lot of there's in the ones I've watched already. I'm like halfway through the first season, but they're pretty fast. There's obviously a lot of big themes about men losing their minds somehow. Somehow something's happened.
Women. It's
And-
usually women.
No, there's one thing I did notice is, was there any black actors in the 50s,
No.
the 60s? I mean,
No.
my lord.
Minstrel shows, maybe, but that's it.
I mean, they throw in a woman there once in a while because, someone's got to have a wife, I guess. They can't be gay. So, there's a woman in there once in a while, but not a black guy to be seen in the Twilight
Nah,
episode.
not a lot of those. It's rather a shameful time in our history, for sure.
No, but just a lot of guys losing their mind, something happening, and then, of course, no one else believes them, and they have to, oh, my God.
Yeah, I remember that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That
I
sort of
like it.
anxiety, like, oh, what is
Right.
going on?
Right.
For some reason, I have a vague memory of someone being on the wing of a plane.
That was in the movie, which I actually
Was that
did
in the
watch at
movie?
one point.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
There was a movie
I
at
thought
one
there was
point.
a Twilight Zone episode about that, too.
There might be an episode, but I actually did see the movie at one point for some reason, and
Yeah.
that was in their movie, I believe. But Anyway, that's
Rod
pretty much what I
Serling.
did this weekend. That and sit around.
Well, no, E, you went with me.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
We went out to Ferndale with Darren McCarty.
That's true.
And the crew from Grind Time to check out the Gasoline Gypsies live. I wanted to, they were here on Tuesday playing live right here in our studio, and they were great. And so I wanted to see them like fully unplugged, doing their thing on stage, and it was kind of a
Plugged in.
CD, plugged in fully, doing a CD release party, and they fucking blew it out, man. They were great.
Cool.
So it was really cool going out and seeing them and hanging with those guys a bit, and it's exciting to see. It'll be exciting to see where their career goes. I'd like to have them in again on the Detroit cast, to be honest with you. And I was talking to one of their manager about that. Like, dude, I'd like to bring them in and reset and do another interview with them, with us. And he's like, yeah, anytime, name it. They're booked for most of the summer, but after that, I'd love to do that.
Gentlemen, Zot Ford has a deal in Mike's honor. To celebrate Mike's triumphant return from the brink of death, Zot Ford will pay a minimum of $2,500 for any trade-in, regardless if it runs, has tires, or even a nest of squirrels living under the hood. Go ahead and drag that jalopy, push that piece of shit, or pull that pile to Zot Ford and get $2,500 when you purchase your next new Ford. Plus, you can use that $2,500 as down payment on your purchase or lease, only from your friends at dealsinthed.com.
What are you supposed to do when you get that flashing light that will not stop that just says you need an oil change now?
Oh, man.
You need an oil change now.
Here's what you do with that. You take a nice piece of duct tape, you tape it over there, and you don't worry about it.
You don't worry about it because I keep pushing the button like, go away, go away, go away.
Right.
And it gives me a bunch of
At
notifications.
least that's what I've done with my check engine light. Just put a nice piece
Depends
of
on
tape
how
over there.
many more months you have before you have to turn it in. Like,
Yeah, good point.
if you're under a couple,
Do
I
we
guess
get
you just-
free? Do we get free oil changes with our leases?
No.
No.
Actually, I think the first one is. I think you get
This
a
will be the
first
first one. I've had
Wow,
it for
wow.
I don't know 10 years, and I've got about 5,000 miles on it.
You,
So.
I don't even, dude. You don't even drive it, so I wouldn't even worry about it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So we'll see. Jay, we should probably mention you brought someone in here today with you.
Brandon.
A young man named Brandon. We're excited to have him in. Welcome, Brandon.
Hi, nice to be here.
Yeah. What is the story
Brandon
here?
is the nephew of a longtime listener and friend of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And met Brandon at a graduation party? Where were we doing? Birthday party. And he was saying that he wanted to get into radio and all that. And he's like, so what do you think about going to Specs? I was like,
well, gotta introduce you to a
look,
couple
man,
people.
I didn't go to Specs, but I know a guy who did. And then I know another guy who didn't and is in the same business. And they probably have some opinions on that.
Which one would
so.
you say is further advanced in their career? The one that went to Specs or the one that didn't? If you had to just pick one.
Sitting right next to you, so I don't know, man. We're doing the same show.
Whatever you want to. I mean, you can pick either one of us. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
one's a subcontractor and one's an owner, but yeah,
Well, nonetheless, I'm sitting here on a mic, sitting 2 inches
Fair
from
point,
you.
E. Fair point. Yeah.
yeah. As long as Mike doesn't push that button right there, you're on the mic.
Yeah.
Right.
Just-
Okay.
Boom,
Yeah,
you're
so-
gone. You're dead.
Yeah,
You're
where
dead
are
in
you?
the world
Where are
now.
you? You still here? Specs guy?
Well, I'll still cash my check tomorrow, so you can mute the mic all you want. I'm gonna cash that check in the morning. So
No, I love meeting young kids, and you're like 19.
Yeah.
I love meeting young kids who are excited to get into this business because I was the same way. This world didn't exist yet, the podcasting world, and so I had to go into an actual radio station, and it was like you need credits for school in order to even be involved in getting an internship, and somehow I weaseled through that. It was early, this is years and years ago. And got in on the biggest morning show in Detroit that was just blowing up at the time. And they're like, I'll never forget Drew Lane turned and looked at me and he went, so you getting some school credits for this? For this internship? And I just flat lied to his face. I was frozen. I was just like, yeah, I'm starting Specs in the fall and, really looking forward to it. But I wanted to get a jump on, getting my hands dirty and this and that. He goes,
Mike should clarify though. Back then, it was like the reason he would want to lie about that is because like it was a bigger deal. Like you were supposed to be going to school to be in it.
it was worse when you came
Oh,
in.
okay.
It was easier when I came in because it was like, fuck it,
More
whatever.
Wild West stuff?
Yeah, it was way more. And so he's like, well, what would you do something stupid like that for? And I'm like, how do I answer this trick question? And he's like, dude, Specs is just going to get you a foot in the door. Looks like you've already accomplished that. Welcome to the team. You fucking save your money. And it was like, all right, cool. Never thought about it again, because if you can get hands-on and get in here and start mixing it up, that's more than Specs is going to give you, in my opinion.
I agree with that. I mean,
yeah,
I don't
I
think
mean-
I won. I don't know if you thought I won. I agree with that. It just
No,
happened
but-
to be for me. That was the easiest way to get that foot in the door. It worked for me, but I agree that once you get a foot in the door, you don't really need them.
Yeah,
Tell
so
you this-
he ended up on the same show as Mike much later on, and then he made his way out to Holland, where he was what you were doing church services.
Well, and
was
local
bored op.
sports. I was a board op for a lot of different things.
Local
love
sports.
it. I love-
Ecclesiasticals 69.
You know, I fucking loved my year in Holland. I loved working at that station. I'm glad I got to at least at one point say worked at a real. I might never work at a radio station ever again. So I'm
I
glad
hope
got
I
to
never
say-
do.
Right. I'm glad I got
I've
to
had
say
plenty
I
of
did that.
offers, and I'm glad I've turned them all down. I'd much rather do this. But, you know, Jay, to say that he was working a sports station, it's really, boy, oh boy, is that a stretch. I mean,
No, I didn't say he was at
A
a
church
sports
station. I thought he said.
well, he said church station, and then he said he was, you said you were
He
doing
said
local
board
sports.
hopping though.
Which means they would send you the broadcast. And
Well, am I
then he would
working
just-
at the job or not? I
He
mean,
would just hit a button, and then the broadcast would go. It's not like he had to add, there's an extra 2 points by Williams.
well,
Big 3 shot for Johnson there. Kalamazoo looking solid today.
was I working at the station or not? Like
You
I
were.
was
You were. Technically. you
running
were.
the commercials and shit. I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Anyway, one thing I'll tell you, Brandon, is I fucking know. I know how to see through you sons of bitches. I know the ones that really want to do this and the ones that want to come visit a radio station. I've hired 1,000 interns, and I can see through you guys. So I hope that you really are interested in this, because a lot of people will tell you radio's dead.
Yeah,
it's
I've heard that a
fucking
lot.
dead. But there's a whole other industry that's evolved from it that gives you everything you need without all the bullshit to do your own thing, man. So if you want it, man, we'll help you along here. You seem like a nice dude. Jay vouched for you.
A beautiful beard.
Yeah, he's
right
got
off
a
the
nice
bat. I
beard
mean,
coming in.
Walks
He's
in
young.
here,
I
it's
like
just an
that.
Unbelievable beard. It's
Absolutely, stunning.
well
Stunning.
trimmed. It's
I'm fucking kind of pissed about
well
that.
kept.
Actually, I'm fucking 34 and I still have this pube bullshit.
yeah.
like,
Look at Brandon. He's just
like
killing
Mike,
his beard.
but do you
I
do
had the
anything?
same
Like,
stuff.
do you do anything to make it look nice? I don't.
What, was he put
No, it's just-
Propecia
No,
in it or
some
something?
people. No, look, some people just have freaking their facial hair just actually grows nice, and
Yeah,
some people.
that's Brandon.
I
It's-
know.
It's beautiful. Look
Fucking
at it.
See,
Since
the way-
ninth grade.
The
Are
way
you
we
serious? You were one of those
You
guys?
were that kid?
Oh, you were that kid. I'm
see,
so
you don't
sorry.
seem big enough for that. That was usually reserved for the 6'2" kid that hit puberty at
Oh
9.
man, you were that guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you have like the stash going like that?
Yeah, like middle school, I had like the huge peach fudge stash
my
going on
gosh,
for a
man.
while.
Lucky son of a bitch.
Is he?
I didn't even have pube like peach fuzz till I was 30. I mean, shit, he's got this in 9th grade. But yeah, looking at E's beard,
mean, this is-
Jay and
right.
I have always said it looks like someone took a handful of pubes, put some glue on his face, a fan, and then just threw the pubes into the fan and just let him launch wherever they landed on his face.
I know, but it's like I don't want to shave all the time, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't really give a shit. to
Well,
be
the
honest.
more you shave, then the more it comes in. You know,
That's
it
what they
comes to that.
say.
I know, but
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
I don't want to trim. Yeah, whether that's even true or not, I don't want to trim
Yeah.
it on a regular basis. I just pretty much let it go for about 3 weeks, shave it, then let it go for 3 weeks.
Hey, you have an annual physical to make sure you're healthy. What do you do each year to make sure that you remain financially fit? Our friend Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial specializes in thoughtful and objective investment guidance designed to keep your finances in shape. So call Mark today, 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
Jay, this isn't normally a story I would start our show with, but I believe you sent me this, and I was laughing so hard at it, I felt like we might as well. And it's this time traveler who's now in the country. He's from the year 6491.
Awesome.
Yeah, and he got stuck in 2018 when his time machine broke down. He's allegedly passed a full-on lie detector test.
What? I know nothing about this.
Really? You didn't send me this? His name's James Oliver, and his story was doubted by paranormal experts across the board. They say they were blown away when they put him to the test because the results showed he was absolutely telling the truth. Mr. Oliver claims he lives more than centuries in the future, was sent back in time. He passed every question. Your years are different to mine. Where I'm from, the years are longer. My planet is further away from the sun than yours is, so it takes longer to get around. But we have gifted mathematicians who work to calculate our years from those from other civilizations. Kind of kind of a passive aggressive shot, right?
They don't really have this is, I guess, the image of him. For whatever reason or not, they're not. I don't know why they need to blur his face in this story.
It's a Bill and Ted 2 promotion or something. I mean, this is.
I don't
absurd.
know. Well,
Hot tub time machine, maybe.
There you go.
there you go. But 64.93, did it say that he's from? I mean, dude, 64.91. I suck at math, but that's a long time from 2018. That's longer than when Jesus was here.
Wouldn't he be evolved in some way that we're not?
Well,
Wouldn't he have gills or something?
That is, by the way, I've always wanted to believe in time travel. I mean, not really, but like it's always intrigued me. But like the thought of like whether it's done or not, why would there not then be people that would regularly be if it had been solved? Wouldn't we have fucking people like this on a regular basis? Somebody from the fucking future to
dude,
come
he's
back
Mork.
and see.
He crashed on our planet,
Well,
and
I
he's
know
kind of stuck.
that was an interesting documentary, Mike. But I mean,
to
it was
E's
not.
point, yes, you would see Marty McFly like
Right, I've
book
just
by,
it's
you know?
Yeah.
been my biggest problem were people that believe in it. I'm like, I don't maybe they're trying to solve it now, I suppose. But even if you solved it now, then we would have stories from the history about how some weirdo showed up. Like,
Well,
why isn't that in
maybe
our
we're
history
just getting
book?
those stories
Pyramids.
now.
Pyramids.
Okay,
Right.
Wow.
Pyramids are a good example.
I do.
He says, although he's got a Birmingham accent with a U.S. twang, whatever that means, but he claims, he's from outer space. So I don't know why he would have those accents. Describing the light years from now, he says more species and planets are discovered and that there are fights coming between humans and aliens. It's going to be on, dude. And
Wow,
this is kind of our dream, because if we're ever going to right the wrongs, this is how you make racism go away. This is how you make religion not as like, I'll kill you if you don't believe what
Everybody
I believe.
rally around something, and
Yes,
it's an alien invasion.
We all rally as a team around the aliens. You know,
What's this? It says at one point here, he warned that Yellowstone volcano could erupt and devastate the United States. Could?
Wow, what a prediction!
What?
yeah.
What about it did? What about at least you just say that it happened? Why doesn't could?
It's a tease. E.
Oh.
That's what you know.
California might fall off the United States at some point, maybe.
I'd like to leave people wanting more.
We are constantly finding new planets and galaxies every day, most of it just nothing. Sometimes you hit the jackpot and find intelligent life on it. You find new planets, new ecosystems. There have been some conflicts, but most of it's been put under control by the Federation. And the Federation is...
Federation. Of course it's called the Federation.
Isn't that Star
Star
Wars
Trek.
related?
Asshole, Star Trek.
Star Trek, yeah. I think there's some similarities between Star Trek in his story. But yeah, the Federation keeps everything in line. It's kind of a peacekeeping thing.
Of course.
The definition of alien is something out of this world. So technically, I'm meeting one right now just talking to you.
So what do you do with this? Do you just commit the guy? Do you medicate him?
I know, that's the thing.
Because we all oh my God, there was these warning signs before a kid shot up the school. Well, here's a fucking huge warning sign. This guy's fucking nuts. So
Yeah.
what do you do with him?
Is he?
Yes, he's nuts, Mike.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm.
Passed a lie detector test.
Yeah, right. I know.
Big time.
Nobody does that ever.
Which means he believes it. But that
So
doesn't mean
what?
much. See, part of the problem I have
He's
is...
claiming he's from the year 6433.
Don't be
6491.
6491, yeah. The biggest problem that stood out to me was his name is James Oliver. And that just, like, if his name was Zorch
Yes.
or Zorb, you know what I mean? Or something fucking...
Well, I mean, we've watched Star Trek, and they have names. just like
James
Picard,
Oliver?
James Luke Picard.
Where was Picard from?
Earth.
Well, this guy's not from Earth. He shouldn't have a name like James Oliver.
I agree with Mike. This
Okay.
ought to be like Zorb.
Yeah, he should
Bushman.
click
Yeah.
Bushman type, to spit his name out. I've often said, though, in Mr. Oliver's defense, if Jesus himself were to, like, come down and start walking the earth and go, I'm Jesus, people would go, lock this crazy motherfucker up.
If
like,
you,
they
that
wouldn't
happens,
believe
there
him.
are people that walk around San Francisco. You always talk about that, the guy yelling at the wall. There are people that sit there and say that shit.
There are lots of people that claim they're Jesus, but
That's
no
my
one
point.
believes them. Even if the real one showed up, though, I think you'd be like,
Yeah.
that's not him.
Maybe display some sort of power.
Yeah, you think he's got to do some wizardry of some sorts?
I think that's
Walk on water.
Walk on water.
Walk on water's a good one,
The
but-
rapture.
Water to the wine.
He's done all sorts of stuff
Great
in the
one.
past.
Fish for the family, bread for everybody.
You're rolling on the best ofs for sure. I mean, but
I mean, those are his greatest hits. But shit, if you're coming back on tour, Bring your hits.
No one likes the new shit.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
think end of the world is what's prophesied, to be clear.
Yeah.
So
Well-
I think if the real Jesus comes back, that's what you're going to see.
So if you just saw him on the sidewalk, you'd be like, I don't know, dude. But if you saw him descending from the clouds, you didn't
Yeah.
see any wires, maybe you'd buy it. So I don't know what to make about this guy's story.
I do. He's insane.
You think he's just
Yes,
insane?
Yes.
Yeah.
In IMO.
IMO only, yes.
Yeah.
I understand. E, do you believe him?
I'm like 90% sure that he is. I do have this thought that that we cannot just. I just think that you cannot just 100% say, because I believe in aliens and I believe in stuff like that. But like I said, probably 95% sure he's a nut. I do have a little of me that says I don't know, maybe, I guess, but.
He didn't answer a very simple question.
Well, now you didn't know this information.
Well,
Oh,
to me, like, you should be able to go to a guy that's from 6491.
Yeah, why are his current fingerprints in the database, the FBI database?
Well, that wasn't my concern, but it's like, all right, dude, who's going to win the Super Bowl? I got big money I want to put
Yeah,
on.
Biff situation.
What are the lotto numbers
well, he
for
said he
tomorrow?
wasn't from Earth. Why would he know about the Super Bowl?
Well,
It's the Super Bowl.
yeah, he might not, but he should know more. Like he said, there's
Do you know about stuff from
there was a
1,000 years
restriction.
ago?
There was a restriction as to what he can tell you about the future. That's what he was asked about who the next president will be. And he's like, oh yeah, there's rules.
There's
not
rules.
allowed to say
Cosmic
that.
rules.
Yeah.
Farthest, yeah.
Not allowed to say, all right, Alf, we'll go fix your machine and take off back to Melmac because I don't want unless you can tell me who's going to win the Super
Yeah.
Bowl next year. And I
Wanna
can
sick Mrs. Achmonic on you.
exactly who's already got.
Do you even know who
one
won
eye
the
on you.
World Series 20 years ago? Why would some dude remember who was going to win the World Series
20
in 20
years ago?
You're
2017 was the last World Series, so we go back to 07 and 97. We could probably figure this out, Jay. Who won the
I
World
have
Series
no
in
idea.
'97?
Zero
Okay,
idea.
50 years
Marlins,
ago.
Who?
Marlins.
Marlins.
You might be right.
maybe. I'm
That
not sure.
might be a good
okay,
call.
50
dude.
years ago.
I'm going to bing it.
You're asking this dude about this. You're asking this dude.
Dude, that might have been Cabrera's rookie season.
No, I think that was 03 when they won it.
Fine, the
But I think they
1965.
won it like pretty
Oh.
early.
1963, Mike. Do you know who won the 1963 Super or World Series?
Fucking Marlins, man.
Was it the Marlins?
Yeah.
Shit.
Dude was
Like- I
born
like
in
this kid
99.
already.
The kid was
this
born in
kid already.
99.
My point is though, this guy's from. If he's to believe, he's from 5,000 years in the future. Why would he remember who won the 2019 Super Bowl?
That's a lot of data you'd have to know, right? About a planet that he doesn't even
and
care
he doesn't
for,
even
right?
live here.
Yeah.
He's
That
not
is
he made up,
asking a lot, Mike.
if he
It's
made up
asking a
something
lot.
about his own, world or whatever, like, oh, we have some weird whatever.
Like
I
Orc.
suppose.
Ask him about Orc.
Yeah, no, if he's ever run into Mork.
To be clear, like I said, I would even go like more 97, 98% sure he's full of shit.
Listen, he's backpedaling now.
Well, from
he's up to
95?
97 or 98. You said 90. You started at 90. Now he's
Okay.
at 97 or 98.
okay, but
Do you guys not find it mildly interesting that he passed every single lie detector question?
not really.
He's that insane.
He's just crazy enough to
Yeah.
like believe all the bullshit.
That doesn't really get
Yeah.
to me, and especially when you look at images of him, he just doesn't like. I said, even though they don't show you his, I mean, he's blurred. I don't know why he's blurred, but he looks like a human.
Because they're trying to protect the fucking crazy man that he is.
Well, we should know.
Like, this guy's insane. Don't.
Like, look at. I mean, I just don't. There should be an explanation
he
why
looks
he's
way too
literally
human.
Looks human, exactly how we are today.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, did you see we got the very first American has written a book now who studied
Nice.
in Pyongyang. Plenty of Americans who have written books. This one actually studied in Pyongyang.
Name one.
Wow, took us. It's great, dude. US is really coming on strong.
And he's sharing his experience of what it's really like in North Korea. I'm sure you saw over the weekend that Trump's plan, the meeting is back on,
Yep.
which has the left going nuts. They could not wait a week ago to go, oh, he was celebrating his touchdown at the 50-yard line. I mean, this is what he gets. And the whole time I'm thinking, guys, really? Are you going to go out on that limb right now and act like this is an impossible thing? I mean, this is his MO. His modus operandi is the heart of the deal. I make deals. I make them work. I do what's best for me and America. Like, it was no surprise that meetings got canceled and then quickly rescheduled. And so we've got this American that's coming out from North Carolina. Did you know there was anybody from, like, North Carolina studying in North Korea?
He's not aware of that.
I wasn't either. Travis Jepson. became the first American to study in North Korean Seoul. In the summer of 2016, he enrolled at the Kim Hyung-jik University of Education. He studied the Korean language for a month. Do you think you could really learn the Korean language in a month? I mean, I'm pretty strong at it, but I've been studying North Korean language for many, many years. Many, many moons.
I hear the dude went to a zoo out there and it's filled with like dogs and cats and stuff. It's a little different over there.
Could you imagine walking around the zoo and it's like, ooh, a
tabby.
Wow.
A beagle.
Whoa. Kids, get a look at the beagle. Yeah, it's weird. He said, I guess this wasn't his trip there, but he stayed at some luxury hotel, the Susan Hotel in Pyongyang, and had 2 mandatory guides monitor him in public all the time. He'd been there a couple times before, but he says, like, this is like they gave him and this other dude the entire 28th floor. How awesome does that sound? But, water doesn't work all that much, and electricity is kind of shit. And there's not a lot of amenities. Lights are trouble. Lights are tough to come by. But they were only guests there. My room had 2 queen-size beds, glittering made-in-China furnishings, a big closet, a balcony overlooking the city, and a leaking air condition. Every morning we were shocked awake by the eerie 5 a.m. They do that loudspeaker thing where they
have to praise him or something. Is that the deal, right?
Yeah, they sing about the dear leader, not him, but his grandfather.
Right. Is this one of those things I wonder if they're not like, man, if they're not boisterously singing, could be death?
It's camp for sure. You're gonna be smashing
5
rocks.
5 a.m. Ugh.
Every day at 5 a.m. They said it was eerie.
Or if they're
as
allowed to
hell.
go to take a nap after that.
It was dedicated to Kim Il Sung, his grandfather, and played an instrumental song, "Where Are You, Dear Leader." So I don't know if people made up their own lyrics for it or if they just cried and prayed.
It's cult-like, man. It's like the Walmart cheer.
Yeah, totally.
Every morning.
Squiggly.
Every morning.
Get down and do the squiggly.
I'm still shocked how many times I've been to Walmart that I just haven't seen it at some point.
Yeah.
Just like been there at the right time because you said it's right in the right. I think they do it right in the main area, right? They don't do it in the back or anything.
I've never been in a store when they've done it.
I think if you
I've
YouTube
only
it,
been
though.
at corporate doing it.
Okay.
Which is fucking weird. But yeah,
Well, I
The
think
fact
that
that they would
YouTube, I
make their
think it's-
attorneys do it
it's insane.
so crosses the line. I'm sorry. I'm here to represent you in court, sir, not do your little, give me a W.
Well, plus, would you
give me
even?
an A.
I
Give me
don't
an L. Give me a squiggly.
I don't even know. Like, I would have a hard time feeling like you wouldn't want a guy like Jay to do that because I wouldn't want to be in the trial and be like, yeah, I seen that guy up there, Your Honor. That dude did give me a W.
No, do you really want your outside counsel doing the squiggly?
No.
Get on down.
I
Do the
wouldn't.
squiggly. No, it's
I
bad.
wouldn't. The hallways were always dark, no plumbing, no real bathrooms. Every housing unit has its own spy called an imambanjang, who was typically a middle-aged or elderly woman, and she would observe residents and report back to the government. Imagine having that following you around everywhere you went.
Checking the dust on those frames, as I remember, too. On his the frames of Kim Jong-un.
Oh, hell
Better
yeah.
not have any dust
No
on those.
dust. No dust on those fucking, frames. So they said that she would note everything in the housing. She knew how many spoons and chopsticks you had, and you didn't even know how she knew it. But she could report back if anything was missing at all. But they said that occasionally some of these people were more lax, and this dude's talking about how there were relaxed Imin Banjangs, and they would turn a blind eye to certain rules, such as one woman Jepson met who is known to rent out her second room as an hourly love motel for extra income. And they'd be like, yeah, very good. Yes, dude, go ahead. And so she's just got a fuck palace in her other room, and they'd just be like, all right, cool. But he said things are changing. Fashion is helping a lot. Men are wearing short sleeve shirts of all colors now. Wow.
Nice.
That's stepping into the real world.
Dude, speaking of fashion, I need to interrupt. Did you see LeBron wearing his suit short? Dude, he was wearing a suit top, jacket, tie, etc.
Yeah.
And then he had shorts on. Badass. Looked like Angus.
It looked good. Okay.
He honestly looked good. This is gonna hit. This
Yeah.
is gonna happen now. Guys are gonna do this shit.
You know what I thought was going to hit?
Shit, I actually
Was-
like it.
I know. He looks good, doesn't he? Look at that son of a bitch.
I don't hate it.
Dude, you throw a Gibson SG in his hands, and have him start fucking strutting across the stage with devil horns on.
I think it's the high sock and everything, you know?
Boots too.
Yeah.
What an odd combination all the way around.
It's like
Well,
a guy,
think about it.
It's
He
like
can
an
wear
English
a nice
prep
up,
school. You
a
know?
nice up top, but like he can still have the shorts. And
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's what he
that's-
showed up for in game one.
Wow.
You know,
Cost,
they all got to they all got to dress up now, so that's his solution.
Cost him a total of $46,000 for it.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, that outfit
Yeah.
was
Who did it?
$46,000.
Who's the designer? That's
Unless it's
crazy,
Jesus
man.
Christ, I don't want to hear it.
I got a thing right here if you want to look at like all the individual ones, but
All the pieces of that, you
Yeah.
mean? What were the shorts alone? Because those look like you could go to Men's Warehouse.
How
get
much
a-
do you think the shorts
Well,
were?
if the whole thing's 46, I gotta
Here,
say
this
that's
is
a,
your bit.
I gotta say
Go
that's
ahead,
a
Brandon,
pretty
you
big
tell 'em.
part. It's a pretty
They're
big
still
part
shorts,
of the outfit. Okay,
fabric and
but if it's
shorts and a
46K total, I'm gonna go 20 grand. 20 grand of it are the shorts.
No.
no.
No, 5.
$5,000? No. I'm going to go $939. $939.
$940 for the shorts.
Yeah, somebody
Close.
looked.
It's damn close.
Yeah, he
Why
did have
are the shorts so cheap, man?
so
What-
cheap?
They're shorts.
But
well,
still,
what the fuck cost you 46 grand in that?
The alligator bag that he's holding is 41 grand.
Oh,
dude.
fuck, that's
Okay.
bullshit.
So he's only wearing a $5,000
Yeah.
suit? What a loser! What a loser!
You had the
Come
bag
on,
should have been
man.
mentioned that was part of the.
Oh my god!
Yeah, the story's the $41,000 bag. Although $940 for shorts. I've spent an exorbitant amount of money on shorts over the years. Never $940.
Yeah, but to say you're wearing a $5,000 suit, that's not like groundbreaking.
yeah,
You
true.
know?
Not for LeBron James.
True.
I do like it though.
It's
So-
badass, isn't it? E?
I love it.
Yeah.
I was so ready to hate it because I hate LeBron.
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
so ready to not.
Dude, I love LeBron.
Do you?
Yeah. I like him
Best
more and
all
more
time?
every day, for sure.
Yeah.
I
For
think as a
sure.
player, I have way more. Obviously over these years, I've gathered way more respect for him. I still just don't like him, but
Yeah. Well, I get that, and from him being so close in Cleveland and then pulling the whole thing going. to Miami
I
and
still
all that.
hate that. I know it's whatever, but
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
hate the decision. I still.
You know what I hate is when people try to compare him to Jordan and they go, "Hey, 6-0. That's all you got to say."
I know.
Jordan 6-0 in the
Not true.
finals. Like,
Yeah.
dude, unless you're talking about a sport where you're putting a stopwatch to it and you're head to head and you're able to
Right.
look at a time of a
Yeah.
100-meter dash or something like that. Like, there are so many variables that
Plus,
go
Jordan
into a
had
team
many
sport.
failures before the finals. The Pistons kicked his ass
But
a
I
few
mean,
years.
look at
and
the-
So did-
look at
so
the
did
team.
Bron. So
Look,
did
look
Bron.
at the team LeBron has around, and I'm not.
Oh, no,
I
I'm
mean,
agree
we
with
could
you.
go
That's
on
my
for
point.
fucking
Yeah.
hours about this, and I don't want to do that. But
No.
the point is, there's so many damn variables that go into a team sport. You cannot compare
I
two
agree.
individuals head that you just can't.
No,
other than
t-
go with
from
your
different
gut.
eras.
You go with your gut. You go. I
Yeah.
saw them both. I just feel like he's better.
Even same era quarterbacks are hard to decipher. It's like, dude, what's around him? What kind of offensive line does he have? What kind of running game? What kind of passing game? What kind of defense?
Yes.
I mean, Trent Dilfer won a Super
What
Bowl.
division is he in?
Is that better? Does that make him better than Dan Marino?
Right.
I don't think so. But LeBron, I don't know if you saw this a few weeks ago. It was going around Twitter, and they were like, "Oh yeah, who's better, LeBron or Michael Jordan?" And people compiled highlights of the two of them, and dude, it is hilarious to look at the string bean, unmuscular,
Jordan?
fucking goofy ass, uncoordinated white assholes that Jordan was just like crushing over. And then you look at the guys that LeBron is going against, and these are full-on brick shithouses with speed, with absolute skill, tremendous talent. I think you're the one that says that NBA players.
I think they're the best athletes on the planet. I do.
Yeah.
What they do in a small area,
Yeah.
and with the skills, with their footwork, their hands, everything they've got to do. That's my opinion. I think
Yeah.
they're the best.
And so seeing LeBron cut through three guys that are just could murder you with a punch and take it to them, and then seeing Jordan over some 7-foot
Yeah.
white goofball that can barely
Over
stand on
Mark
2 feet.
Price or something.
Yeah, and it's just like, wow, this really puts
Craig
it into
Elo.
perspective.
I think the thing with Jordan to me, the only reason people still hang on so much is he definitely was that guy who had just such a killer instinct, for sure. For sure,
He was, and
his
we all want to elevate like what we remembered and what we were impacted by when we were younger, during our
Yeah.
But it
formative
does
years.
seem like, to me, I think LeBron is probably better, but it seems to me, though, like Jordan just for whatever, he had that just ice in the veins.
Dude, yeah,
But
you could.
but that's just
you
my
could
opinion.
Pull up many examples of
In
that with
IMO,
LeBron, too.
as you know,
Yep.
so.
Yeah, it's impossible to say, but that's IMO. That's easiest MO.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Hey, you want to see if you can find that book? I wouldn't mind talking to that kid that was in North Korea. You know, I want to know if they have plastic fruit grocery stores and that kind of shit. I mean, it sounds like he's back home.
Well,
so.
the ass-backward nature of the country is one really big reason why I think this is going to succeed. I think just looking from afar, again, IMO, I don't know shit about the country or the culture other than what everybody else does in terms of reading.
Right.
But I think Un's statement that his father's dream was always to denuke is just so enormous. Because now that
grandfather's, not his
grandfather,
father.
the grandfather who's looked at as the supreme leader.
Yep.
That statement right there says he's got an out, man. He's got an out. As long as he can be given security, him and his close buddies and surrounding family
How
members.
do you do that without making him leave the country, though?
Okay, maybe that's what you do. Maybe you go, hey,
Yeah.
we'll secure you in this way and in this palatial area of Switzerland or whatever you want. We'll secure you and we'll provide it 24/7 for 50 years forward, and we'll fund you, and you'll be fine. You and your cohorts can run your little kingdom here, and then the rest of the country, we're going to move into the 21st century and introduce them to the world culture.
I agree with that.
The world community, so to speak.
Do you think
here's the internet, everybody.
Do you think on any level he deserves a pass for what his family's 60-year history has been? Because let's be honest, he took over that regime at 31 years old with no training. That was a sudden thing. All of a sudden, this dude's in charge, and
yeah, it depends on how
you know
evil
what I mean?
he's been. We've heard a lot of stories about anti-aircraft gun to let's take my uncle who slept during a meeting and feed him to the dogs.
Right.
If that shit's true, no, he doesn't deserve a pass. But in
from
order,
the citizens though, because the citizens probably hate every military member they've got, and it's like, oh, you want to blow up your fucking brother or your cousin, uncle, whatever, with a anti-aircraft missile.
What does it
knock yourself out?
I guess I don't understand why it matters if the citizens give him the pass. I mean, I think he needs to just get out and move away and be protected. And
because when I think of him being in harm's way, it's the citizens that would go, I've been living under this regime for 60 years. Fuck you. I'm going to drag you by horse, in 4 different directions on each limb through town square.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like if my thinking is right, then the biggest hurdle you have to get over is to convince him that you can keep him secure.
Yeah.
Dude,
and that sounds like what Pompeo was doing.
Absolutely guarantee you that you and your family and your friends will be secure. Just move out of the way so that we can handle this.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting. I guess the meeting's back on. Was it June 12th?
Yeah.
Coming up shortly. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. But going back to sports really quick, we don't spend a ton of time on sports usually, but the Cup Finals are going on. I'll be honest with you. I have not paid that much attention. I
only have insofar as the Golden Knights are one of the most unbelievable stories in 20 years. I mean, this is a team that was an expansion team this year, Vegas, and usually expansion teams, they pick a bunch of bullshit that other teams just want to let go, and then they finish last in their division, and 5 years later, the Atlanta Thrashers, are maybe third in their division, and that's about all they obtain.
Right.
But these guys, unbelievably, are in the Stanley Cup Finals. They won Game 1, I believe, and then lost the next 2. So they're down 2-1 to the Capitals.
Well, I look at it, a lot of sports have done this, where it's like they want parity across the league. They don't want a team that just blows. Nobody shows up to the stadium. And so is it shocking that they're in the Cup Finals? Obviously. But we've seen this before. The Carolina Panthers made a run second year in the championship game, I think, for them. Super Bowl not long thereafter.
Really?
I don't know about the Super Bowl, but they did go to the I think the NFC Championship game pretty early.
Who? Or was that the Titans playing the Rams where they came up a yard short?
Yeah.
Titans.
That was the Titans. I could have sworn the Panthers made us. Yeah, with Cam Newton 2 years ago or whatever.
Okay, but I mean that was a long time. Like, you're talking
right.
They went to the NFC Championship game, I believe.
But
they were.
Kerry Collins, remember Kerry Collins getting arrested for drunk driving, come out of court with a cigar, and all that shit. They were a good team early on because of the way it's structured, where it's like you can hold on to these players, but there is some real talent on your roster that's going to be available, and so all these teams lose someone that you don't want to lose. The Pistons famously, who did we lose? Sally or Mahorn. Nobody wanted to lose Rick Mahorn in the middle of the Bad Boys run.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Dude, you are remembering the Jake Delhomme led Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I terribly off? I thought it was early because they were
2003.
And I don't know when they came into the league.
NFC Championships. 95.
Yeah, so that's not bad. 8 years later, you're in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Compared to the Lions, that's not bad.
It's not bad at all. So for this hockey team, it doesn't shock me that they're competitive.
And they did win their division.
Shocks me that
their second year. 96, they won a division, is what you may be thinking
Panthers
of.
did.
Yeah.
And they were murder on my Niners. My Niners were in that division. It was like, fuck, who is this nobody team? And they were tough as nails every year. So it doesn't shock me about this, but people are giving the Capitals some shit today. I guess.
Pat Sajak.
Yeah, I guess the and it doesn't surprise. It's Vegas, dude. Vegas is going to pull out all the stops. I mean, they got Imagine Dragons playing before a game. They've got
amazing light shows. They have,
the Knights helmet coming down, smoking from the stands.
Medieval shit going on everywhere. And then they show up in Washington, and none other than Pat Sajak of Wheel of Fortune comes out center ice to inform everyone that he's been a season ticket holder for 13 years.
Yeah.
And here are the starting lineups of the teams. And they're like, what the fuck, man?
And everyone was wondering, like, oh, man, it's going to be really interesting to see how Washington handles. Because, I mean, Vegas is bringing it. What is Washington going to do? And I don't know what the Capitals are supposed to do. I suppose it would have been better off to have a mock Wheel of Fortune game at center ice. Bring fucking what's-her-name out there and have the answer be what is it? Vanna White. Have the answer be something like, Capitals win in 5. You know what I mean? And everyone goes nuts and then announce the starting lineup. But to have him come out and just be like, hey, was it going in a cardigan or something?
It's Pat Sajak, man.
I mean,
there's
just
like, oh my God, what just wow. You talk about just a has-been kind of like whatever guy.
Yeah, it's just collecting a paycheck.
Yeah.
doing-
Apparently those two work like 35 or 40 days a year.
Oh, I know,
yeah.
dude. It's
Vanna.
ridiculous.
They
Dude. They
just
film
jam-
all the shows.
Yep. And then they just go on a hiatus and
Great,
come back
dude.
the next year.
Fucking incredible.
Greatest job is on the planet.
Go
him
to
and Vanna.
Capitals games for the rest of the year.
There you go. You
Yeah,
go to every
that's
single
why he can be a
Capitals game.
season ticket holder. It's not like he's got to be anywhere in the morning.
So he's there in a quarter zip, just announcing the starting lineups. And I don't know why you even put Pat in that position. Why don't you just, if you're not going to do something spectacular,
Yeah.
why don't you just do a normal, everyday pregame?
Twitter was not having it. Vegas Knights, sword fights, flaming arrows, a catapult, flying magic, smoke machines, giant flashing smoke, knight's head descending from the ceiling. Washington. Pat Sajak in a pullover with minimal mic feedback. Yep. This is amazing. Vegas has an over-the-top show for its intro, and DC has some white guy filibustering on the ice. Who says the NHL doesn't know what it's doing? No one gives a shit that Pat Sajak's a season ticket holder. I would agree with that.
Probably got pretty political, too, because he's a huge right-winger, too. So I imagine.
Oh, Pat is?
I imagine Twitter
Yeah.
latched onto that, too.
If anything better defines the historical vacuum that is the Caps, it's the celebrity lineup announcer is Pat Sajak droning on pointlessly about his lifetime fandom. 13 years. Wow, 13 whole years. After 20 as a self-professed Kings fan. Anyway, hockey game was also played. So
Yeah, that means he wasn't even there last time the Caps were in the Stanley Cup Finals against the
Wings.
Wings
That's a great
in
point.
98.
It'd be
Yeah.
one thing if it was like 25 years or whatever. I don't know how long.
50 years.
I don't know how long the franchise has been
Yeah.
around, but
But, dude, 13 years. Wow, that's
I
remarkable.
believe- Don't anyone repeat this. Seriously, stays in the room and doesn't leave the room. I believe game 1 against the Capitals and the Wings in that fucking Cup Finals is when Draper pissed his pants on the ice during the national anthem.
Why would he have done that?
Because I think they got I think they started the grind line. Maybe it was some big deal. Like, we're going to start the grind line, and so they're out there, and you can see Drapes. Like, on this, he told me this. We were at a fucking party at Chelios was throwing this big party, and they're all getting going. He got a little looped up, and he's like, "Oh man, yeah, fucking full on pissed my pants." And I never bring it up.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't want you to
Yeah.
guys.
well, it's
to-
relevant to
Keep
the
it in the room.
topic.
Keep
I
it
mean,
in the room.
Obviously,
You know, the Capitals are in the finals. Maybe should we call Drapes really quick and ask him what his biggest memory from the Capitals series was in the Cup Finals?
yeah, they've been around since 1974. So the fact that you've been a season ticket over 13 years means nothing.
Yeah. Well,
You know, if he could harken back to, you know, that's where I sat in '74, and I've been here every year since. And blah, blah, blah. Maybe you give Sajak the mic for a second.
Maybe. Hey, let's take a quick time out, Jay. We've got to get into Clay Matthews.
Yeah.
Can these guys stop playing like shit in the off season? You know what I mean? Like,
Did his reaction time or lack thereof concern you at all? I mean,
I wasn't gonna say anything, but yes, it did.
yeah, we'll watch it when we come back.
Okay, good. I'm really glad you said that because I was gonna call that out, and I thought I was gonna get my ass kicked for it.
No.
All right, good. That's good to know. We'll be back in a moment.
Detroitcast continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Detroitcast. Mike and Jay. Start of a new week. Always fun. Always fun. Wish the sun would come out more to get back to my pool.
Your pool's got a long way to go, dude. You've got more than sun to worry about. Oh, shit.
Yeah, but contractors can use, like, oh, it's cloudy, it might rain, to not come over for a month. And so
so he needs a week of sun just so they cannot have excuses on why,
come
crazy.
do your job, son of a bitch. We're in June now.
Good point.
Let's do this.
Looks a long way off, though, to be honest. We were just kind of...
Well, I thought they did a lot that one day.
Yeah.
And I kind of assumed they were going to be back the next day.
So there's some demolition going on the edge. What do you call the edge? Like
the coping.
Yeah, the coping.
Which is like the rounded lip.
Yeah. Everybody knows that rounded lip on pools.
Yeah.
Makes it nice and comfortable to boost yourself out. It's that cement lip.
Yep.
Well, they're redoing all that.
They're doing that and the tile. Like there's always tile, a round of tile that goes around underneath the coping.
Did they forget to come back the next day? Is that what happened?
Well, he sent me a text that might as well have been sent by you, E. I mean, it was just like, yeah, we're coming out. Some of the stuff is sticking, period. But some of it is coming off, and we need it to come off right. Otherwise, we screw up to this and then that. I'm just like, dude, you're the pro. Do your thing.
Sounds very defensive. It sounds like he's got something else going on.
Well, I kind of laid on pretty hard. Like, look,
listen.
Jay and I have some big things planned for the summer. Talking about some live music outside, some broadcasts, possibly fundraising opportunities, and we can't plan shit all until we know this is done. So
you have a big cement hole in your backyard, and it doesn't look good.
No,
it's a long way off, but
it's far from party ready. It's far from party ready. They claim it's coming. Anyway.
Hey, everybody, check out the DetroitCast listener business page. It's a page under the Help the Show tab on our website, DetroitCast.com. This page includes businesses owned by listeners, so it's very cool. Take a look. It'd be great to support the supporters of the show. And this week's featured listings are Arnold Roofing. They offer free estimates, licensed and insured they are. They serve Southeast Michigan. They specialize in roofing and gutters. Their end game, gentlemen, customer satisfaction.
Yep.
Also, the Blind Biz. Everybody loves the Blind Biz. They specialize in all types of custom blinds, shades, and shutters. They give free in-home consultations and free installation. And they serve all of Metro Detroit. So go on Help the Show tab on DetroitCast.com and check out all of our listener businesses.
I need to get back in touch with the Blind Biz guys because they're supposed to do some work in the new studio. And Arnold Roofing made the very generous offer when they were here a week or two ago. They went, yeah, we're just going to change out the 2 skylights in the new studio for you. On us, fans of the show, you guys have sent some people our way. We're going to take care of that for you.
Thank you, Arnold.
So that they don't leak. And I'm like, dude, you guys are the shit.
So we're not going to have the cobwebs in between all of them? No, those are all be gone?
Yeah, those will all be gone.
All the water spots?
Yeah, those will all be gone.
That's good.
We're ready for a brand new studio.
Nice.
Hey, before the break, we mentioned Green Bay Packers linebacker.
Clay Matthews. Everybody knows this guy. If you ever watch the Packers, the long-haired dude.
Did you read the
middle.
book? You started to read the book, didn't you, on the Matthews family?
You know, I was so bad, honestly.
Really?
I got like 12 pages in, and I was like, ugh.
Because it's like their dad was like,
it's like
Hall of Famer for the Browns or something. Why can't I think of
I can't. Bruce Matthews.
Bruce Matthews.
There's a couple
Oilers.
brothers who were really great offensive linemen. The grandpa played for the Niners back in the day, and then Clay. And then I think one of his cousins or something is in the league, too.
And I think there's a couple younger Matthews that are like in high school or starting college that are coming up and are monsters, too. But anyway, they do this every year. I used to play in one of these celebrity tournaments out at Comerica Park with the Red Wings. And and they would have like the media and the Red Wings and like the fire department. And they would break us up. And we would play in the Wii game in the beginning. I'd play against other media members, and I'd get my little hat.
Yeah.
I get to use the locker room.
Yeah, like
dress.
Woody Woodruff, next to you.
I'd be playing center, and Woody be playing left. And then he interviewed me after the game, and it was on the news, and that was all cool. And then the real game would start. It'd be like Kirk Gibson at first, and Drew out and right, or vice versa. And it'd be this huge thing. We'd get.
Yeah, Gibby typically right, but
it makes sense. And Drew, a lefty who played first most of his time at Vodtech. So totally would make sense. But they'd have a real game, and there'd be big crowds and raise a lot of money. It's a lot of fun. But you always run the risk of taking a superstar out of his element and having him get hurt. And we saw it happen in the leading up to the Pro Bowl in Hawaii years ago. There was a running back, I can't think of his name, but did such damage to his ankle.
In the flag football game on the beach or something?
Yes,
yeah.
The beach flag football game. And that dude fucked his ankle so bad, he never played again. It was like a rookie all-pro, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? Why would you bother? What is the point? And so Clay Matthews is pitching.
Charity, I guess.
In a charity game.
They're willing to do it and go, it's just
it's a problem because then when they don't, a lot of times, like the dunk thing and stuff, they don't. So then a lot of people get on them like, oh, can't you just, fuck you, just do the dunk competition, whatever.
But if I was one of the superstars, like if you want to put the third string linebacker as pitcher, these guys are all athletes. They can all pitch. Most of these guys were quarterbacks growing up their whole lives until they turned into offensive linemen. They're studs. But why you would let Clay Matthews, without a rack in front of him or a fucking helmet with a mask, but dude, anytime I've pitched in softball, the only thing going through my mind is, all right, this guy's going to rip one up the middle. It's coming either at my balls, my knees, or my face.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Apparently Clay is not thinking that way because his reaction time is troubling, gentlemen. Clobbered him right in the nose.
All right. And he's had enough. Now, he's not crying like a girl on the floor, you know.
He's got the glove over his face, though.
Yeah, he got hit in the...
Oh! Dude. I mean, do you even call that a screamer up the middle?
No.
Right?
No. The only thing in his defense is he's not right at home. He's not at the pitcher's mound.
Yeah.
But most times you're not, especially in slow-pitch softball. I got to blame Clay Matthews.
I do,
for this.
too.
I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a dick,
with the
but...
Steelers right now, I know he was in a lot of pain, and he was...
To at least
he
get
was
a
leaking
hand up
little
and
bit,
block
but,
it? Come on, man.
I'm telling you personally, I'm not kidding. I have ripped ones up the middle trying to hurt a pitcher that were harder than that. Like, this guy's being a dick. He's doing the spin thing. He's trying to, fuck with certain players because he knows there's a girl up next.
Yeah.
If you're playing co-ed, he wants to get to her, so he's sending you garbage, and it's like, all right, motherfucker, with your double knee braces, double ankle braces, double elbow braces, and you're fucking, it's like, I'm just going to tag one straight up the middle and see what you do. Whack! And send one screaming at him.
Yeah, this
I'm
is
guilty
a
of that.
firmly hit liner, but it was not a screamer.
Firmly?
I think so. I think
it's okay. I mean,
It's a good hit, dude. I mean, dude, I understand that it's not a screamer, maybe, but for you to say that it's not.
dude, have you seen pro athletes hit a baseball?
yeah, but these
for
aren't
real?
pro athletes.
What do you mean?
it's a softball too, dude.
It's-
Look, we can fight over
Okay.
whether it's a screamer or a firmly hit ball. The fact is, he should have got a hand up to block it. I'm not saying he should have caught it, but a lot of guys honestly would have caught that.
And he's not looking at third like, hey, how's it going, Pete?
Right, man.
Like, he's looking right at it. His glove is not that far from his face, and he gets tagged square in the nose. He's having surgery now. And I'm with you. I did not think you were going to have that attitude that, oh, he should have got his glove up.
What do you think I was going to say? Oh, poor Clay
well,
Matthews. Feel bad for
I
him.
thought you were going to say, well, it's hard to judge how fast the speed from the ball coming off the bat is going at that point, and you cut him some slack.
I'd
and
say
I'm looking at it going,
any pro athlete, I don't care that he's a middle linebacker, any pro athlete ought to be able to have some reaction speed there.
yeah, just yank that thing.
Either.
You don't
What's
think
that?
it was all that?
It wasn't that fast of like a hit like off the bat.
No, not at all.
I mean, like,
Let's
he was-
watch it one more time. I mean,
he was
that
getting
thing's going to
kinda
get
close,
grabbed by the
but-
shortstop for sure if it's not him. I mean, it's like
Yes,
check swing.
for sure.
It's a check swing.
Okay, maybe.
Dude, it was a
Was it like a-
firmly. Come on, guys.
I still
Firmly
think I
hit
know
ball.
it's not.
But it's not a shot.
It's
It's
enough
not a
to
rope.
break his
Doesn't even
fucking
matter.
nose,
rope.
man.
Right, that's the bottom line. Whether
Dude,
you
if
caught it or
I
not.
lobbed a softball from here to your nose, I'd break your nose.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would. You want to try? Grab a softball. Let's try it on E.
No.
Sit from right here, and I'm just going to lob one at your
I'm
nose.
gonna break my whatever.
You said it's not going to break a nose. So what do you care?
Not letting you hit me because I don't believe that you'll just toss it for
Wouldn't
one.
break his nose from 2 feet away.
I love freaking, of course,
on,
YouTube,
come
by
on,
the way.
bet I
Gentlemen,
Look at this. First comment, go Bears. Of course. Of course. Like, I'm sure if you go down, there's way more, but it just happened to be the first one there.
Oh, that's funny.
Yo, everybody, Hamlin Pubs are inviting you to their 5 Metro Detroit locations. Come enjoy Hamlin Pubs' great food, their drinks, and their atmosphere. Whether you're watching the game with your buddies, out for a meal with the family or out for an evening with your girl, it's always a great time at their Rochester, their Clarkston, their Chesterfield, and their 2 Shelby Township locations.
Did you see the FBI agent over the weekend that got himself in trouble?
Dude, he's in a dance-off.
A little
dance
little jig in a bar.
Dude, with a pistol in his back waistband, right?
But in fairness to him, can he take that thing out and be like, Jay, hold this for me. I got to get my dance on.
No, but in fairness to him, what are you doing a backflip for, man? You don't think that thing that's just tucked in your waistband is going to come out? It's not. It wasn't holstered, right? This wasn't.
It looked like it was just in his back
like
waistband.
Just tucked in the waistband.
Yeah, and so he does a handspring backflip.
Yeah.
The gun falls out. Now, does it fire when he picks it up?
He picks it up by the fucking trigger.
Smart.
He's a pro, dude.
And
that's evidenced by his dance.
FBI agent.
Look at this guy go.
He thinks he owns the room.
Back handspring. Whoa, pick up my gun. Fuck.
You see the flash.
That's something else is playing on this website, but
Yeah.
Dude, he does this back handspring, immediately goes to pick it up. The thing goes off, and then he just goes and tucks it back in.
Dude, look how fast
no
that
one
went
saw
off.
that, right? No one saw that, right?
Yeah, like, what, huh, what?
Oh, you got shot by who? I'll investigate. It wasn't me.
Then he holds his hands up. Like, this guy just wasted or what?
I don't know.
He's put a gun that just went off back in his back pocket.
He did.
Yeah.
Got to be a little warm, right?
Sure. Yeah, that would be a little warm. Yep, that barrel would be a little hot.
warmth down the butt crack.
So he's at a Denver club, and the police respond to the Mile High Spirits Distillery and Tasting Bar for this accidental shooting at 12:45, which means you know he was sort of hammered, right? He's getting his dance on like that.
Nobody dances at that time unless you're drunk.
And he's got like the crowd cleared out. He's
Oh,
got
yeah.
it going, you know.
Dude, this is Saturday Night
He's got
Fever
the,
shit.
the crazy leg thing going, and then the back handspring. Big moment.
Dude, that's his closer.
Yeah.
He pulls that off without shooting a patron in the leg. Dude, home run.
Pulling puss all night.
The incident is being investigated by the homicide unit. Charges will be determined by the
Did he kill somebody?
by the DA. No, he just shot someone in the leg. I guess they're gonna be fine, but still, if a Fed shoots you in the leg, I mean that's got to be a nice lawsuit, right?
How pissed do you have to be, man? I mean,
To get shot, or
you're standing there and the goddamn FBI guy shoots you. It's not just Joe Schmo. It's a trained FBI agent.
yeah, it's not
who
good.
handles a gun with that much irresponsibility. That is insane.
It must have freaked him out so much to see his gun laying on the ground. To just like his reaction was like, pick it up and put it away.
But he picks it up
But
with
dude-
his finger going through the trigger guard, and
Was he undercover? Like, did they all know he was an FBI agent or no?
we don't know any. more
Probably
facts.
not. My guess is they wouldn't have. But dude, you've pulled triggers on guns. It's not like it's not a feather touch.
Some of them are.
Some of them, but for the most part, you got to know.
Some of them are pretty loose, man. But dude, you don't pick up a gun by the trigger.
Yeah.
That's insane. He's drunk. I'm
think so?
declaring him drunk right now.
I hope for his sake he's not, because if he is, he's probably going to get fired for it. Probably will. I wonder if this teacher will get fired. The animal cruelty Idaho teacher feeding
Fed a puppy to a turtle. Snapping turtle.
Snapping turtle. Sick puppy.
Okay, that helps.
Offense.
I like to hear more facts. Sick puppy. Were there any alternatives available?
There are some
It's a hungry
facts.
turtle. Turtle's got to eat too.
There are some facts in this story that you're going to absolutely love. One is it took place at Preston Junior High School.
Love it.
You know why you love that? Because it's the setting of the Napoleon Dynamite movie.
Hell yes.
All right. Need I say
Okay,
more?
now we have some context.
Yes.
Perfect.
So you've got a science teacher. His name's Bob Crosland, and he sparks outrage, absolute outrage, when he was accused of feeding the small dog to the turtle as part of a demonstration to students. Later that month,
What are
state
the
officials,
rules here? Like everybody's reaction to that is, and it probably should be like, holy fuck, dude, you're feeding a puppy to a turtle? That's nuts. But what are the rules?
Is it no.
the turtle's an animal too, right?
Yeah, but when we were in school, I remember frogs. You dissected frogs.
Okay, but you know what?
Were there other ones? Did we do guinea pigs? Were there?
Hold on, we're not talking about dissection. We're talking about feeding.
Oh,
an
I
animal.
know. But we're talking about.
I always think it's weird that we treat dogs like, oh my god,
Yeah.
when they talk about
Man's best
Chinese
friend,
even
he's just-
eating dogs, and
everybody
it's like,
freaks, right?
we don't know, dude. That's
Our
how,
culture loves the puppy, no question about it. Look at that poops.
Yeah, look at that.
So that's my point, though. So if maybe this was okay to feed this dog to a turtle.
Yeah, if it's sick, I mean,
Probably a loud pain in the ass anyway.
Let me ask you this: a rat is fine, correct? What
Sure.
if they gave it a rat? It's
No
the
one would
nude
sit there.
tail. It's the nude tail because let me try this. How about a squirrel? Oh, don't feed it a squirrel.
Yeah, squirrel-
puffy
that's
tail.
a problem.
right?
That's a problem for
That'd
sure.
freak people out with a squirrel
Yeah.
because of the puffy tail. It's the nude tail. You got to feed it something with a nude tail.
You've been on that since high school. The only difference between a rat and a squirrel is the bushy tail.
If
And
you,
that's why we think they're cute.
Listen,
the other one, you
if
want
squirrels
dead.
were running around with nude tails, you don't think you'd have a different reaction to those things running around, jumping on your
Of
roof?
course you would.
Of
You'd be like,
course.
oh my God, get that thing off my roof.
Yeah,
That
it's like a possum.
bushy tail has saved the squirrel.
No doubt about it.
All right, so let's
If-
get back
if-
to the turtle.
If a possum didn't have those fucking red eyes
It's got
and
a-
a bushy tail,
Dude.
if he had those two things going for him,
Look at that
Hairless squirrel.
hairless
See,
squirrel.
that's troubling.
Yeah.
And if-
Ugly as shit.
and look at how it curls, dude, into the question mark.
Yeah.
Is that gonna be how that nude tail curls?
No, I don't want anything
No.
anything to do with
You're
that.
shooting
No.
that shit. There's gonna be a whole industry eradicating those if that's what a squirrel looks like.
Dude,
Now,
if you shoot that in your neighborhood, you're a hero.
absolutely,
You
That
are.
Thing looks evil. But dude, what about the turtle? Like, turtles got to eat, right?
Yeah.
So what is fair here?
Well,
I mean, now the
Kitten?
weird
A
thing
bunny?
is, it
Hold
depends.
on. We had a friend with a boa constrictor,
yeah.
right? Why
That's
doesn't the
AK.
boa constrictor have the right to
And
eat a bunny
they'll
rabbit?
have class snakes sometimes, and won't they feed them? That's what they'll
Yes,
feed
they
them.
do, but it's mostly
They
mice
ha-
and rats.
They have to
Okay,
eat.
but-
they require moving mammals, right? I mean, you
You
can't
can
just
fake them out, but
you can't just put in a bowl of lettuce. Is my point. You
Right.
know, they need to have meat, and they
Yeah.
want it to move, or else they're not going to strike at it.
were you there the day Ed brought over some meese to feed? I can't remember the name of his python, but he took the bag and he like slammed it on the ground. He wanted to like concuss the meese because one of them a week earlier
Had bitten him.
had bitten the
and
snake.
He had to get the snake stitches.
Yeah, and he wasn't happy
Get
about
the
it.
snake stitches.
Yeah, it was ugly. It was a
Serious.
whole thing. And so he decided, oh, I've got these rats in a bag. Whap, whap, and he starts smacking them on the ground. And all of us are animal lovers. We're all like, oh,
Yeah,
this is fucking grim.
it's hard to watch.
And so one of them he killed. He killed one of the rats. And then it was like, well, I already spent $3 on him. It's dinner. And so he got out like these tongs and was like making it dance,
Yeah, marionette style.
marionette style. And the snake went for it.
It's a very dynamic looking rat, though.
Dude, he fooled the snake. And the snake was like, all right, it's still moving. I'll take it. And then choked it out and ate it.
Ed thereby saved $3.
Exactly. I think it's the dog. I don't care how
Yeah.
deformed the dog is.
It's
how
our
sick
culture
the
that says
dog
like
is.
dogs are man's best friend, and they're off limits. You can't do it.
You just can't.
Don't get me wrong, dude. I would not be feeding a dog to anything. That freaks me out too.
Yeah.
But I just question like where like would you do a you wouldn't do a squirrel? Would you do a bunny? A bun?
Bun buns, I feel like,
'Cause
have been done.
Bun buns go to boa constrictors all the time.
Yeah. Well, in this case, it's kind of weird because it was a deformed puppy that was going to die anyways. Crossland is very much into the circle of life. The event occurred well after students. The event happened well after students had been dismissed and was not part of any school-directed program.
Wait a minute, what?
We emphasized that at no time was the safety of the students or staff compromised. And then they mentioned they're most known for.
So what then?
Now,
Yeah, this sounds like kind of bullshit, right? When you hear the facts.
yes, but anytime animal rights PETA gets a hold of a
understand.
story like that, they can
Yeah.
get front page news,
And that's
which
a tough
is what you've
headline to
got.
see. Puppy fed to turtle.
Yeah.
Everybody weighs like which is better, puppy or turtle. Puppy, everyone would agree.
It kind of reminds me of those weird pigs we've seen over the years, where one of them's got like a dick coming out of its forehead, and it's like, oh, look at that poops, and they live for like 3 days, and then they die. It's like, would it be the end of the world to just feed him to something? I don't know.
Circle of life, man. It's
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah, sure is. Hey, I know you're a fairly religious guy, Jay. The Pope is coming out now, and the number of people seeking exorcism for demonic possession is
Through the roof.
absolutely it's through the roof. It is. In April, the Vatican ran a training course for priests brought on by the increasing demand for exorcism. Now, I read that sentence, and that's all fine and good, but that seems like when you go to, like, what is it, priest college, or I want to be a pope someday college, I would think, like, course 101 would be how to deal with the exorcism thing.
Yeah,
Like,
you'd be like looking forward to that, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an advanced course. I don't know. But once you're considered one of them,
semester, I got exorcism.
it's like, why are we having meetings now to teach you how to deal with exorcisms? Like, that should have been part of the whole thing, right? I would think.
Not Catholic, I don't know.
You know? Yeah. So the clergymen were told the number of possessions was brought on by a decline in the Christian faith and easier access to Satanism and black magic through what else? The internet. So people are finding the devil and all these evil things on the internet. Pope Francis also said that life can be a constant struggle against the devil. People should not think of the devil as a myth, a figure of speech, or an idea. This mistake would lead us to let down our guard, grow careless, and end up more vulnerable. In the U.S., the number of priests that perform exorcisms has more than quadrupled from 12 to 50 in the last 10 years. It's quite a bit.
How much of these are just mentally ill people, you know?
Well, that's where Dr. Dick Gallagher comes in. And he assesses cases of possible possession and judges whether a person is just mentally out of their gourd or possessed. There's a very strict criteria for determining the person's problem. I'm just not intuiting. Is that right? Is that a word? Intuiting? Like intuition?
Yeah.
I've never heard it said as intuiting. I'm dealing with it from a very, very strict criteria and very scientific point of view. Now, he says that, and I want to believe that all the way, but I've seen what their strict criteria is for miracles and sainthood, and I take issue with some of that, you know? So I'm not sure.
Well, can they use the movie The Exorcist as at least a loose set of rules? You know, head goes all the way around.
Do you want me to pull up the picture of the guy with a hat?
Green.
That you...
No, dude, that's poltergeist. Exorcist, you know,
Yeah.
barfing pea soup, crawling up the wall onto the ceiling.
Head spinning all the way
Like,
around.
These are absolute no-brainers, right?
Yeah. The professor said that he believes his beliefs aren't far from the American mainstream and that 3/4 of Americans believe in the devil. Do you believe that 3/4 of Americans believe in the devil?
That doesn't shock me. It shocks you?
Yeah. Actually, it does. Just because of how many people are proud atheists, I wouldn't think they'd believe in the devil, you know? I really, really, really want to talk to one of these guys that does exorcisms, like a lot, and they don't give many interviews. Here's what I was thinking,
The
James.
guy who
Tell me
directed
if I'm
The
crazy.
Exorcist got into this big time after.
Yes.
And I think
Yeah.
he wrote a book afterward. That's one dude you ought to hook up with. I mean, that's interesting on many levels.
I agree, but I want to talk to one of the guys that's in the room when the head's spinning and the pea soup is coming out. I want to talk to one of those guys, and I'm thinking, since they don't like talking much, is there any way we could train E enough to pull off a fake exorcism? Like we call them and go, dude, seriously.
Dude, he would crack within moments.
Do you think so?
He'd start giggling. Yeah.
Oh,
he'd
E,
start
do you think
fucking-
you'd pull?
Fuck no.
You don't think you could pull it off?
We'd go foam at the mouth, and he'd be like, just start spitting up and then giggling.
No
he wouldn't
way.
get 10 seconds in.
What if we just had him in bed just moaning, and we're like, dude, an hour before you got here,
He's
he was
masturbating
foaming.
like 24/7. You could do that, right?
Yeah, there's cum all over the walls. He's been throwing cum all over the walls for days. We need your help.
There'd be too much giggling.
You
Yeah,
think so?
I giggle. And once I start, I can't stop. So
Can't we point that as part of the exorcism? Like, dude, it's making him crazy. We've never even heard him giggle.
Priest would just be like, yeah, guys, he's just retarded. That's
Yeah.
it. He just likes to masturbate, and he's retarded.
How do we find one of these? I know we have guys that listen to us. Do we have a priest that listens to us?
No idea.
Don't we have a clergy guy?
I guess I thought whether he was. I never realized it. I never could tell if he was being serious or not. But there was a dude.
No,
from-
I think
remember?
there's-
Priest is a specific thing.
Whatever.
No, but there was a
Cardinal,
dude that was
bishop.
emailing in, giving prayers and shit. Remember for a while? I don't know what
Queen
happened.
of
to him.
Hearts, whatever it is. We've got one of them that listens
Queen
to
of
us.
Hearts.
I was going through bishops and, kings and
King. What?
I don't know.
He's got a card deck in front of him.
Cardinals, bishops, the whole chessboard. One of those dudes is listening to
A
us.
rook? We have a rook?
We have a
listening?
rook. We have many rooks. Most of our listeners are rooks.
Knights.
Knights.
Pawns?
Yes, we've got all of them. Dude, you know who I'm talking about. He knows who I'm talking about. Who's like, Mike, you need to get saved. You need to come in back into church.
Oh, yeah, we've had a bunch of those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
Okay, them.
this guy I think this guy wears that cool
Really? He's
little
got the
white
collar?
tie thing. Yeah,
I
he's
was
got
under the
that tiny
impression
little
at least
white.
he was saying he was. Whether he was lying or not, I was under that impression based on his email.
I hope he's not. But he had the black collar and that white
Yeah.
square. I swear to God. And he listens to us, and he's appalled usually, but he still hangs with us. He's got to know one of these guys that can do an exorcism, or at least give us a solid interview about what the process is. Wouldn't you be fascinated in talking to one of them?
Come on. Honestly, it kind of freaks me out, to be honest. I don't know if I want to get close to that sort of side of things.
Are you worried one's going to creep into your head?
No, I believe in the spiritual realm. I think there's a lot more going on than we know.
Sure.
And so, like last week, we left off. We didn't talk about the ghost story.
Ugh.
I was kind of excited about that.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the ghost story.
Yeah.
But I don't want to dabble in that shit. And I know that's not what you're suggesting. You just want to talk to a
absolutely
guy
not.
who gets rid of them. But I don't. Yeah, personally, not super excited.
I
about
just want
that
to know.
subject, but
I guess I want to know what the deal is when you walk in the door and it's like, oh yeah, he's spitting pea soup and his head spinning around. What do we do?
That's one example you keep going back to from
well,
a movie, by the way.
It's really the only one I know, except for that weird chick on the floor in whatever country she was in that was foaming at the mouth. But I want to know what the game plan is. How you deal with that?
yeah,
seriously.
I think you
because-
start with prayer, and then they lash out at you, and they keep praying. And
I mean, there's holy
water.
Devil be
water,
gone, a
there's-
lot of that.
Yeah.
The cross.
Yep.
Cross is huge. I don't know. It's just my thing.
Yeah, mother of two can't sleep after capturing chilling photo of a ghost child standing behind her 9-year-old son. Have you seen this, gentlemen?
Dude, they freak me out. I'm sorry. Some of these are bullshit. Some of these are photoshopped. This lady swears, I've never used Photoshop. I don't know. This is my iPhone.
Just some
I
kid
took
in the
a
back.
picture.
Is it possible just a neighborhood kid ran up and just jumped behind them?
And put his hand on the kid's shoulder, and nobody in the family
I'm
saw
hoping,
it.
man. I'm hoping because it freaks me out.
You know, it's unfortunate because this story deserves a lot of attention. But I got so focused on the young daughter's titties that it was very, very. Look at her; she's in the tree there.
Let's say she's 18.
Her titties will jump out
Is
at
she
you,
18?
Brandon. She's not 18, but wherever
old-
she is,
how old is she,
probably legal. I don't know. Some people say 15.
Yeah,
Some
I'm
people
not
say,
going to comment on her titties.
Yeah. Well, they're
I'm there with you, Mike.
You want to see her titties?
I think they.
Brandon's fixated on them right now.
She does look attractive. Well, not attractive. but her
Estimate an age, Brandon.
Says here 15.
Oh,
shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't know that. I'm just learning that now.
I-
You
my
believe
mistake.
everything you read on the internet, Brandon?
Yeah,
my
they're
mistake.
probably lying, so we don't look at them.
It's just my mistake.
Stop. She's
Oh, shit,
15.
okay. Let me look at the other.
I mean, come on.
Dude,
Ignore Jay. Fuck
Younger
Jay.
kids, I don't know, dude. It's all the fucking.
Jay's
shit
never
people
gonna
eat and
find a
stuff.
15-year-old titties hot. He's
Dude, the fucking Catch Me Outside girl has huge tits, and she's like 14. To
yeah,
be fair.
too young, but you can't find the titty
One
girl.
second.
All right, slow down. Take your time.
We just got a great new comment on the YouTube string.
Oh no.
Kid solves Rubik's Cube, gets boner. Latest comment is, why are these morons on my recommended feed? Perfect example of why humanity is fucked. Idiots like these
It's
people.
on your
Sigh.
recommended feed, dude. You should be asking yourself that question.
Stop searching boners on YouTube.
Yeah, child boners at that.
No, dude, stop.
I just look.
I believe
Jay-
the internet on this one. She's 15. Stop.
Jay-
Stop.
Jay-
No, I'm not.
I'm not going to talk about her voluptuous titties anymore. I'm just not. All right?
It's
Let
fucking
it go.
crazy.
I'm not
what
going to talk
hormones
about
and
going
shit that people eat is doing.
in between her titties.
That's fucking weird, dude.
It's
You're talking
fucking
about-
weird. I know. She's too young to be talking about her great-looking tits. I get it. That being said, I didn't know she was 15, and it was like, well, they're all looking for this monster ghost over here. I just went, whoa, what are those? Oh, I've seen those before. Those are nice. And then rumor was maybe she was 15. It's the internet. You don't know what to believe anymore.
So what do you conclude overall then
I'm
about,
saying-
about the girl?
Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying we hang on to the story for a good year and a half, and then we circle back to it. Fair enough?
Once she hits the age of maturity.
Mature. She's mature. I don't know where they are. 15 might be legal.
Hey, everybody, please use our affiliate links. You'll see our Amazon and Groupon links above the fold. I'm not mad. I'm just, dude,
He's
I'm not checking out a
disgusting.
15-year-old's tits. Like, that's honestly fucking weird.
I
Like,
know.
No, I'm being.
Remember the
totally-
13-year-old's butt I checked out?
Yeah, I know, but this one, you know she's 15, and you're still
Yeah.
going, wow, look at those tits, look at those tits.
Well, there's a lot of names in the story. It got confusing, I'll be honest. I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah, it's fucked, man. I mean, you got all these comments on the kid gets a boner solving Rubik's Cube, calling
you
us
titled it that.
pedophiles.
You titled that.
And, you know, it makes me wonder now. Am I in a room full of pedophiles? I don't know. Am I in a room with one pedophile?
Very possible. Very possible.
See our Amazon and Groupon links above the fold at DetroitCast.com. Go ahead and click on them. Shop away. It doesn't cost any more. The key is, however, that you click through our links. You can't just go to Amazon and think we're going to get credit for it. Got to go through our links. That's the trick. Also, make sure you're shopping MyPillow.com for all your betting-related needs. Use code TDC when you go ahead and make a purchase. That's TDC for the Detroit Cast. You'll get the very best discount.
For sure. And I hope all you people that I saw buying Charlie LaDuff's book, I hope you guys all used our
Yeah, that's
Amazon
a good point,
link,
man,
too,
because I
there
did
was
see
a lot of people that bought it.
I saw a lot of people posting about it.
Yeah, that's another easy way to help the show. Under the Help the Show tab on our website, DetroitCast.com, you'll see a bookstore. And people who we interview concerning their books, all those books are up. The interview's included, so it has an easily shareable link and all that stuff. So,
And it automatically takes you to our
exactly.
part.
So if it's got an Amazon link right there. You can buy it through that, so that would be appreciated.
Yes.
Hey, if you want to write into the show and send us your thoughts, email us at email@DetroitCast.com. Mike, do we have time for email?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, this is one I've been sitting on because it's a little bit long, but it's interesting. Joe writes in, "Hello, Beagle, Legal, and Big Eagle. Strange thing happened to me and a friend a while ago. A fat chick tried to pick us up at the bar as we were all happily minding ourselves on a lazy Saturday afternoon.
Yep.
She was huge, but maybe kind of sort of cute in the face if you squinted real hard and had about 6 beers in you. She was very flirty, and we obliged and humored her for a few minutes, which quickly devolved into super annoying drunk girl who could not take a hint that we weren't really interested in riding Mama's merry-go-round. It finally took both of us revealing that we were each married and not really interested to just try to make her go away. She instantly gets the hint, or finally gets the hint, goes back to her friends at the other side of the bar. We think nothing of it and continue our day. About 5 minutes later, a super hot chick sits down next to us. I see her huge diamond wedding ring on. Eventually, small talk ensues. We end up having a very nice talk with her, not hitting on her at all, just being nice bar neighbors. She was waiting to meet her husband. Honestly, nothing more than that. We then noticed the original fat chick holding her phone up toward us as if taking our picture. I thought it was strange, but didn't think much of it. 15 minutes or so go by, and the drunk fat girl and her friends are leaving. She comes up to us and says laughingly that we are on the local city crime Facebook page. What, says Joe? We laugh it off and say, yeah, okay, see ya. Not 2 minutes later, a friend of mine sends me a screenshot of our picture on the local city crime Facebook page with hashtag cheaters. The cheaters moniker. What the fuck? This fat bitch thought we were cheating by talking to a hot girl and decided to be social media justice warrior and publicly shame us because of something she thought we were doing, probably pissed that we shot her down to begin with. Not a huge social media user or fan of it, but I do have a Facebook account. Now nothing will come of this, but I could only imagine something totally false going viral and ruining an innocent person like we see happen all the time.
I wonder, does he say if he
That's
is married or not, or did
terrible.
he just lie to
he's
her?
married.
Okay, I didn't
Yeah.
know. I didn't know if he just told her that to get her off his tail or not. Or
Yeah, I'm a law-abiding cop, respected, honest citizen, but to see your pic on a Facebook crime page posted by an insane woman with zero context as to why was eye-opening.
Yeah,
Luckily,
that's
my
terrible.
friend who saw it knows the moderator of the page and sent him a message with the real story, and he deleted it. Shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of those sites out there that I really don't like. The ones about shitty tippers. And it's like, okay, you got a shitty tip from someone that maybe is a celebrity. Well, what's his side of the story? Did you show up an hour late with half his fucking order wrong?
Or
You
maybe
know?
he charged his meal and then he left like $40 cash.
Right.
You know what I mean? And drew
Right.
a line through the tip line on the meal.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I'm going to fuck this guy.
Yeah.
And post that, and you look like a total asshole.
God, there are just so many dick
I've done that,
faces.
right? You guys have done that? Where
Dude,
you
100
just
times. Did it the other night. Yeah. But, you know, you get one half of a story, it becomes fact in the social media world, and then it's a news story. And, you know, these people have to watch out all the time. All the time.
Brutal.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Hey, we'll save the rest for tomorrow, Mike.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it. Hey, thanks for coming in, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
thank
I hope we see more of you.
Brandon. Nodnard.
Brandon.
Nodnard.
Nod. I think he's going to be good.
Yeah?
Yeah, a little sports background, doesn't knows when to talk, when to shut the fuck up, which
It's a
is more
beautiful
important
beard.
than
I know
anything.
that. I mean, just a
Gorgeous beard.
striking beard.
Stunning.
It's well trimmed. It's well kept. He doesn't know how to talk into a mic though.
Yeah, he's without the headphones
failing.
on, he's falling.
Totally
Oh, we're
failing.
still on?
Yeah.
We're still on.
No, we ended, and now we're just talking to.
Yeah. Now we're just yelling at each other.
When you were talking like, well, that's good for today, I thought we were done.
Yeah. No, that's a decent conclusion, but no, we're not.
Oh, all right.
We're just talking it out here.
We're done right now. Thanks everybody for hanging with us. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.